Thursday, it's the 26th of January, which means we are less than a week away.
Damn.
T-minus less than a week for caucusing here in the state of Iowa. Happens on Monday. 6 o'clock is when a lot of folks are getting registered. 6:15 p.m. is when the other group gets registered to start caucusing, Jason Parkin.
Yeah, it'll be a big night. Weather looks fine. Not the next day, but Monday looks fine.
But one of the things, Brent Roski, we've been talking about for the past couple of days is the turnout.
People have to show
caucusing.
up. So one of the main criticisms is that usually about 1 in 4 of eligible registered Iowa voters show up to caucus. So the, folks in the national scene like, why is Iowa first? They don't even show up to do it. And that's what this gentleman here to talk about.
Joe Henry is joining us once again. Good to see you again, Joe.
Good to be back.
So tell everybody what we're trying to accomplish here, because you have a very specific purpose.
Right. Well, within the Latino community, we want to have a significant presence in the Iowa caucuses. Now, the Iowa caucuses, about 200,000 voters attend the Iowa caucuses. We have 50,000 registered Latino voters across Iowa.
Wow.
We want to get at least 10,000 of our people to participate in the caucuses across the state on that day.
Did you just say 200,000 participate, but you have 50,000 registered Latinos?
We do.
So if everybody showed up, you guys would run the table in the Iowa caucus.
Correct.
If every registered Latino showed up to vote.
And we've looked at that, because back in 2008, we only had about 23,000 registered Latino voters. Wow. So we've doubled our numbers since then.
It's fantastic.
Yes. We are a growing community in Iowa, and of course now we Latinos like to caucus.
Now, do you think that's because of the numbers in the state of Iowa, or just the awareness in the registered voters?
Well, it's both. It's both. The numbers have increased dramatically over the last 10 years, and we've monitored that as LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens. So it was clear to us this time around that we could play a significant role in the caucuses, and this is very important because this year the Latino vote will decide who the next president is, because the candidate who will win will need 40% of our vote nationally. So the bottom line is the Latino vote starts here in Iowa with the caucuses, with our growing community.
You know, last night we had the CNN forum here. It was the 3 Democratic candidates. Joe was at the event I was at. I moderated the panel for a documentary called Documentary. And Jose Antonio Vargas, who made that film, tweeted this morning, he goes, last night's forum, not one mention, not one question about immigration.
None. Yeah.
And he was surprised, and I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't think of it until I read his tweet, and I'm like, you know, he's absolutely right, especially because people don't think about the Latino community in Iowa.
They don't.
Because it is a rather large community.
But yeah, and it's very interesting. Even though the percentage says 6% statewide for Latinos, we are 20% plus of the school-age kids, K through 12, across the state in most of the school districts.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, so we're growing exponentially. We have many young people who have now reached 18 and are ready to participate and engage in the political process. So we're seeing that. We're seeing young people who come from immigrant families. They're going to stand up for their parents. They're going to stand up for their friends who are dreamers this time around. This is an amazing process. So having 50,000, we have eligible about 73,000 Latinos who could be registered voters.
Well, it's such an interesting crossroads too, because it's first, second, and third wave of immigration. Christian Euclid is right here, his picture's here, and he told his amazing story about growing up in Honduras. Saturday night. We actually filmed him for my program. Christian's a great guy, I know him, but about the fact that his parents were split up. Dad was sent back to Honduras, Mom stayed here, and his words, and he said this on my program, so I'm not speaking out of turn. He said it ended his nuclear family.
Yes,
and he goes, that was the end of his family, and he came here as a child, and it was just Saturday night for me. That whole film festival, I watched. I was with Damien Bashir and Chris for the show. We watched A Better Life and then documented. So lots issues that I hadn't thought of necessarily for Iowa, but it's absolutely happening right here.
And that's why it's so important for our young people. And our median age in our community is 22. When you look at the overall community, it's 38. So we have all these young people under the age of 30 who are registered to vote. They want to participate, and they're going to go because of their parents and because of their friends who want to become citizens. Time is running out for us, so we have to caucus on February 1st.
I'll be the devil's advocate here, and you're not the first person to come on this program and say, let's get the vote out. And I totally understand what you're doing. My contention is that if you're not already planning to caucus, if you don't have the motivation yourself to get out there and caucus, you're probably not informed. And I don't want you at the caucus.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, everybody should participate in this, and everybody should be informed, but they're not, and they don't care in a lot of cases.
Right. Well, we could say that for people who support Trump. They're not very well informed. but our
since
community
you
is well
mentioned
informed.
supporting a candidate in particular, you said you want to get to the Latino population to come out and caucus. Does it matter who they caucus for, Republican or Democrat?
It actually doesn't matter who they support. We just want our people to go there and caucus.
To be represented.
Now, with that said, when it comes to the Republican caucuses, since over about 20% of our members who are registered to vote are Republican, and then about 40% are non-party. They have a choice. If they go to the Republican caucuses, we want their voices to be heard. They're going to make it clear. Our people will not be aligning with Trump in the Republican caucuses. So there's a message to be sent if they go to the Republican caucuses. Now, when it comes to the Democratic Party caucuses, of course, we want our people to make sure that they're visible, that they're there in large numbers. So we have different messages for different parties when it comes to caucus day. And our people are informed. We've been doing a lot. We've been doing a lot of mailings, phone calling, door to door. So we're doing our job to educate our people. And that's something that the political campaigns have not done as much.
I want to go to what
people.
Jason mentioned. You said
Well,
that.
and I want to be clear. I'm talking about both sides. If
Sure.
you don't
Right,
care
sure.
enough to participate,
And I want to go to
Exactly.
what Jason said in particular. Maybe somebody is watching and they said, you know something, maybe I should get involved and find out what this is all about. Is there ample time to learn
Yes.
the positions?
Yes, there is. And actually, if they go to our website, lulaciowa.org or latinovoteiowa.com, they can get more information from our website.
And what is your publication here? You brought
That's
some copies.
Ola, Iowa, in that we are, that information was produced and it's been sent across the state in many of the communities where we've focused our attention on mobilizing our vote.
There you go.
Folks, caucus is 6
sorry, here
days
you go,
away.
Greg.
Participate. Show up and caucus. It's 6 days from now.
Awesome. Joe,
All right.
great job. Good seeing you
Good to
again, man.
see
Thank
again,
you.
Joe.
And
Thank
good
you
to
for
be
being
here.
Hopefully we'll get a lot of people out to do some caucusing. Is it the Iowa caucus? Is that how you say it, plural?
No.
No.
It's